Hello, my dear friends. Uh, I have I don't know if you call it sad duty, but I have the duty to inform all of you of a very simple fact. The President of the United States of America is a pervert. Understand what I just said? The President of the United States of America is a pervert. Now, you just don't say something like that without backing it up.
When James Carville takes aim at Donald Trump, it's not debate, it's demolition. The veteran strategist tears through Trump's ego-fueled persona, revealing a man remembered not for leadership, but for chaos. To Carville, Trump isn't a symbol of power, he's a rerun nobody asked for. And for someone obsessed with legacy...
Dramatic here, but at 1 o'clock on the 17th of January of 2024, I raised a question and pointed out that they were red splotches on Donald Trump's hands, and that could be professional, a sign of syphilis, a venereal disease, a tertiary syphilis, and it can have profound effects if not treated.
Clip 2. Carville doesn't just criticize Donald Trump, he dissects him. With the precision of a surgeon, he strips away the myth and exposes the insecurity beneath. To Carville, Trump isn't a commander-in-chief, but a cautionary tale, dressed in
evidence. So Trump has gone out of his way to tell us he's a pervert. He's talked about, this is very difficult, I hate to bring this up, but we got to do this. His youngest daughter, I think her name is Tiffany, and was fantasizing about her breasts.
From the very start, Carville targets Trump's obsession with image, a man who talks strength but lives in illusion. Instead of governing, Trump fixates on ratings, rallies, and crowd sizes. To Carville, this isn't leadership. It's vanity disguised as politics.
This is a supplement to what I just did, because I think I brought up a really, really important point here. And, sometimes you always have to evaluate the conclusions you drew because maybe they were erroneous conclusions. And so one of the things that we know for sure is Donald John Trump stinks. In other words, he smells like...
Born in Louisiana, Carville paints Trump as a caricature of dysfunction, driven by insecurity and addicted to attention. Every move is about applause, not accountability. It's as if Trump is still auditioning for the role of president, while the country is forced to sit through the blooper reel. Carville warns...
Then he talked on Howard Stern about having sex with his oldest daughter. Come on, man. I'm not that sheltered. I'm 80 years old, all right? I've been around the world once. I've been to Arkansas twice. I've seen and heard a lot of shit in my life. I have never, ever heard of anybody fantasizing about having sex with their daughter. That you're a pervert.
Carville has a special talent for dismantling Trump's so-called business empire. He reminds everyone that Trump wasn't self-made, he was subsidized, built on inheritance, bankruptcies, and branding illusions. The Trump empire isn't a monument to success, it's a museum of failure wrapped in gold plating. And the greatest con of all, convincing the
fiasco in Canada, where there was a G7 meeting, and of course, he can't stay because, frankly, they don't give a shit about him anymore. He was not the center of attention. And then he holds a press conference with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, of which he has some empty pages that are blowing in the fucking wind that don't have anything.
Then comes Trump's political style, or as Carville calls it, the lock of one. Real leaders unite, solve problems, and build coalitions. Trump does the opposite. He manufactures feuds, feeds on division and mistakes social media rants for policy. To Carville, it's pure irony. A man desperate to roar like a lion, but behaving like...
This man is repetitively, publicly fantasized about having sex with underage females. He was actually asked, well, what age limit you wouldn't go before? And I think his consensus number was 12. Yeah, that's right. Look it up. That's what he said. So I'm not being Clarence Darrow or Louis Brandeis or something. It's a division against interest.
Finally, Carville tackles Trump's toxic relationship with the truth. He compares Trump's presidency to a game of two truths and a lie. Except the truths never showed up. From inflated stats to outright fiction, Trump lied so frequently that even fact-checkers gave up. Worse yet, he demanded loyalty over competence.
Event. I do not, I guess Trump is human in one sense, in another sense he's not. I really think he is such an odious and despicable man that he should not be accorded the most basic courtesies that one human being would extend to
The
another.
roast doesn't stop there. James Carville mocks Donald Trump's obsession with playing the victim, a billionaire president whining like an underdog. Despite his power, Trump casts himself as forever under attack, cheated by invisible enemies. Carville also tears into Trump's empty policy record, grand promises of healthcare reform and infrastructure miracles that vanished into photo ops.
I think we have to consider the fact, not the fact, we have to consider the possibility, I want to be very careful with my language here, that Trump is unable to wipe his ass. Yeah, you heard me. It is possible that this man is incapable of wiping his own ass.
Carville's most brutal strike is deeply personal. He says Donald Trump was never about political change. He was about spectacle. But spectacle always burns out. What once looked bold now feels tired and repetitive. The rallies, the recycled grievances, the endless self-pity, they no longer shock, they bore.
I think he is a grotesque, immoral man who is incapable of understanding anything or anybody that's not him. And I'll just be very honest, I cannot stand the son of a bitch. But we've been a lot of people and say you really shouldn't use this language, and I'm trying to think of what can I do to accommodate some of these people, and what I can do is this. I am no longer going to say he can't wipe his ass. I'm going to be sophisticated.
Then Carville delivers the knockout blow. Trump's greatest trick, he says, was convincing people he was more than he truly was. Strip away the rallies, the bluster, and the branding, and you find a deeply insecure man who mistook applause for authority. For Carville, the tragedy isn't just Trump's failure.
So I'm sorry, but to the 10% that said, well, I voted for change, I didn't vote for this, then you are a goddamn idiot. And what my favorite group of people are these Wall Street Trump supporters, these guys worth $6 gazillion. Well, I didn't know he was going to do this. I was surprised that they wasn't thought out. What the fuck has he ever done in his life that's ever been thought out?
By tearing down the illusion, Carville hits Trump where it hurts most, his image. A man who lived for perception was finally seen for what he was. Carville mocks the absurdity of a president who measured himself by TV ratings and crowd sizes instead of results. In his eyes, Trump's presidency was...
I do want to press you on one thing, and I appreciate that you have criticized the left wing of your party, James. I truly do.
Right,
and I think that you're right when you say leaning into gender identity and pronouns and the feminine nature of the current message of Democrats is a loser. I have to tell you, James, I also think it's a loser to do something that you have done, and that is to constantly equate President Trump to Hitler, constantly equate this to an authoritarian regime. I think you've got to find a positive message and stop hyperventilating over the dystopian future of America.
I don't know, but there's a lot of evidence to say that Trump, shall we say, has a favorable view of some of these things.
Oh, James.
And I will continue to bring it up, and I always appreciate to be on Fox when I can bring it up to Fox viewers so they can judge how admiring that Donald John Trump is of National Socialism. That's fine.
Okay.
The Louisiana-born Carville doesn't stop there. To him, Donald Trump will be remembered not for achievement, but dysfunction. Even his business empire, once flaunted as proof of success, was, in Carville's view, built on bailouts, bankruptcies, and inheritance.
Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And, you know, we gotta, try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really...
Finally, Carville rips into Trump's governing style. Where true leaders built bridges, Trump set fires. He treated feuds like strategy, insults like policy, and Twitter rants like history in the making. He loved to talk tough, but folded the moment he was challenged. To Carville, Trump isn't a political heavyweight. He's...